Lord have mercy, every time I do it, I hit it twice. It wouldn't be me if I didn't hit it twice.
We like to hear it. Safety in numbers.
We like the numbers. We like the numbers. We like the song so much. We like to hear it twice. Hey, guys. How are you? Happy Super Bowl Sunday to those in the U.S. Happy relaxing Sunday to all the normal people in the rest of the world. How are you? Nadine Carolina Moon, thanks for being. You came back. Thank you so much. Hot coffee.
Hey, Truth Teller and Crazy Mama.
Crazy Mama's in
here. Watch me, Nene.
Watch me whip.
Watch me, Nene.
LFT. MK. So nice to see you guys. Thank you. KM. Bitch Bot better behave today. Because KM's in a mood. I can assure you of this. Truth Teller, hi. Thank you for being here. That's so nice of you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Allie.
I just printed out that the indictment for obtaining signatures or property by false pretenses, money laundering, and computer crime.
Well, I was going to welcome everyone in before you got started, but man, you're like ready and raring to go.
No, I still got to get a stapler and put it together. I was just laughing that I got the printer to work from my phone, but not from the computer.
We'll take that. That's an improvement. I wanted to welcome everyone in. Thank you so much. If you're new and you came in last night, we're really grateful. And we hope, hey, Aussie True Crime. Hi, friend. You feel like you walked into the window.
Woman's
Oh, MK. We'll try and make you feel as welcome as possible, though. You don't have to feel. Gregory, see here. Gregory Worth is here, so it's all good. You're not the only.
That might be one of my favorite comments. I feel like I just walked into the ladies' restroom.
I really do enjoy that. I really do enjoy that. I know. I love Jesus. Let's get down to business, bitches. I'm tired of your yap in your mouth. We just wanted to welcome you guys and say thank you. If you are new to our channel, in the last I would say the last month or so, we've gotten quite an increase thanks to a couple of different creators, and one of them is here. And Truth Teller has actually shared our video in the past, and that was really nice. We appreciate the people from her community coming over. I know she's working hard on true crime right now. And I do want you guys to go watch her video from the other night. So if there's a...
What is his last name? I'm forgetting it.
Well, I was going to ask if there's a mod in here that wouldn't mind dropping that link. It was a really... She did a lot of research. Hi, Tattoos. Thanks for being here. It's been a long time. We welcome you in. NorCal Jim, Aries. Truth Tellers did a lot of work on that, and it's a very interesting, confusing case, much like Murdaugh, but she broke it down. Thank you, Tyler Doyle.
Thank you.
If anyone can grab that link,
I got it. I'm doing it
and
right
drop
now.
it. It was a really interesting video. She broke it down really well for a very confusing case. So anybody that can do that, I'm impressed with, because I'm having a hell of a time with Murdaugh here. Murdaugh. So how is everybody today? Is everybody good? We having a good day? Super Bowl's about to begin. I really don't care about the Super Bowl because nobody I like is in it, so I don't give a shit. I'm probably gonna take a nap, honestly. Probably gonna eat well and take a nap.
The Murdaugh and the Super Bowl commercials. Though I do like the Chiefs.
Halftime show. I'm a Rihanna fan. Oh, Tonka girl, you're back. Thank you so much for joining us again. Makes that 4 total from last week. Okay, all right. OKC fans in the house. All right. I'm on the East Coast, so I get a lot of. Okay. Before we get started, hang on. Truth Teller has a question. Wait, sorry. Can I ask if you think he'll be found guilty or he'll get off? That is a very complicated question, actually. And I'll tell you my opinion really quick is I don't think he'll get off. I think they're having a hard time proving murder, but I definitely think he'll get charged in the money aspect of it, lack of investments, more so investments into his own bank. I fail right now to see. I fail to see where they're connecting the dots on the murder aspect of it. Do I want him found guilty? Hell yes. Do I think he did it? Absolutely, I do. I really do. That's my opinion. What do you think, LFT? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think first of all, I think I'd be self-soothing myself as well if I'm just looking at this one indictment that I printed off, and this is only one of the 70 to 99 crimes financial that he's been accused of. I'd be a little worried about that. I think he's nailed on, obviously. I think the financials are given. My fear is that it'll end up being a hung jury based on technicalities.
I worry.
I worry about that because in my head, it frustrates the heck out of me because I'm like, how do people not see this? But I forget that not everyone, has, even people within the state, they're like, I don't get it. Why would he harm his son and his daughter? They didn't get anything from it. And I'm just like, no, it's so much bigger than just an instant gain from harming your family. It's such a...
Yeah, LFT, Truth Teller said she fears a hung jury as well. I think that's what... I'm pretty sure that's what all of our fear is. Oh, thanks, Aries. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. We do need justice and closure. We do need justice and closure. And today, actually, we've been focusing at Decipher. I know a lot of channels have been covering this, and we're trying to be respectful and not overcover what they're doing, or we're trying to stay in our own lane over here and invite people to come in and talk to us about what they learned. But we're trying to stick with the financials and also more of the Mallory Beach / boat crash aspect of this Murdaugh case. Now we are following the trial without a doubt, but I think and I'm speaking for both of us, but I think LFT and I have this obsession and fascination with where the hell is the money and how did he get away with this for so long?
This isn't
it blows my mind.
This isn't like putting on a pair of shorts that you haven't worn in a while and finding $20 that you forgot that you left in your pocket. Where the hell's the money? Wait, I just
CB Cal, yes, and Randy. Randy. Where is the money? Hi, Marshall. Thanks for being here. Where is the money? Well, I mean, in some ways, we can answer it. But know that he's been moving money since 2015. So well before this all started, he was buying and selling real estate and moving it around with known drug dealers. Keep that in mind. Now, Grandpa Buster Murdaugh also was a helper of, how do we want to assist it? Let's just say he was a bootlegger.
Marred by scandal. Yeah. His
he was a
part of his
bootlegger.
brain was marred by scandal.
Yeah. Yes. Marshall, I agree. No freaking way did he do opioids for 20 years. This has been a thorn in my side since the comment has been made. I agree 1,000% with you. I don't think so either. I think there's a number of things that I see wrong with that statement, but you know, this guy hasn't been honest about anything. We're trying what we thought we'd do today. And I hope that many of you know who this is, but we're going to introduce her anyway. She's my favorite. If you've been watching the trial at all, sorry, I got sidetracked there. Did you literally, my brain just paused.
Did everyone?
What the hell was that?
I assumed everyone's did right then because I did the same thing. I go, wow, we all just got really quiet.
No, that was me. That was just I had my brain just reset there. And that's not 20 years of opioid. That's just 20 minutes of being on the live. I just shut down. Jeanne Seckinger glitch. Really? Somebody hit the reboot quick. God almighty. Jeanne Seckinger is she's a boss ass bitch to me. She is a boss ass bitch. And I loved her testimony. Every time she testifies, I'm right there for it. Like my nose is pressed against the TV. I'm watching it all because
it's a very true story. She's done this several times.
I am, first of all, F's go out the window with this woman. She eyeballs him like nobody's business. She looks him in the eye. Her feelings are hurt. This is a woman who has been betrayed by someone she trusted. She's got serious anger issues with. If I were Alec, I wouldn't walk any dark alleys with Jeanne around because she kicked his ass. She's pissed. She pissed. But I will mail you a Coke. Okay. I love being Allie's Shower Entertainment.
Well, we got to be known for something.
Jeanne to me is just such a boss. She just handles things. She's been through it, and she's been watching Alec Murdaugh for a long time. And I think she's tried to overlook a bunch of things, to be fair. What to say? I cried when Bianca cried. It was completely I know. CB Cal, I know. Blanca has my whole heart. And I also fear for her because I am sad at how blindly she loves this family. There's whatever. There's a lot of blind love out there. People just blindly love people and they whatever. But it is heart-wrenching to see her testimony. But I thought what we might do, and we're not going to go through the whole thing with Jeanne because it's 2.5 hours and I'm not going to take up that much of anyone's time. But what I did want to do is kind of lighten the mood a little bit, if possible, because I'll be honest with you. Let me just. I'm a little bummed out today. I'm just having a day. just having a day. So I thought this might be a interesting way to learn a few things and maybe have a laugh or two at Alex Murdaugh's expense. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm okay
You
with
good
it.
Yeah, right?
Let's do it. Yes, I
And
mean, it kind of makes me want to play fun. I know you've already been searching really hard for your favorite part of Jeannie's, but now I'm kind of sad that I didn't go back and find Crosby's little clip, my little Tim Conway character.
we can do that we can definitely do that
Yeah, because
tomorrow or something.
he and Jeannie kind of just, the two of them being like her good quotes, then him being like, the hell we are.
I know. I
I
know.
kind of want to put them in my pocket. Like I just, whew.
This is Jeannie's, I believe this is her second interview. Right? We're going to pop it forward just a little bit. And I will, if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. This is Jeanne Seckinger. She is, if you're unfamiliar, she is the CFO of what I cleverly call Pimped. So I think that's the most amazing initials for lawyers that I've ever heard. I don't know why they call it the firm. I would have nailed that shit Pimped from the beginning. Who's your lawyer? Pimped.
Well, he used it like he was a pimp.
He really
using clients, like using them to make money. And
where do you work, Pimped? Thank goodness they changed that name. I don't know how they kept it.
Yeah, the
art of bullshit is the best ever. It really was. It really was. This is enough dudes in the true crime community. Yep, I know. I want to go back because I missed a couple of comments before Buster is spoiled rotten. Oh my God, they both were. They really were. They really, I mean, their mother bred them to be Murdaughs. And
which means you don't have to put your dishes away.
You don't have to pick up a towel. You don't have to put your dishes away. You know what? We have people for that. Now that's a joke. That's a running joke in our house where I'll be like, oh, the maid must be off because I see dishes in the sink, which just means that I haven't gotten to them yet. Or me firing at my kids, get your ass down there and go and do the dishes because we don't have a maid. But the way these people treated those that assisted them on a daily basis really pisses me off. The lack of respect is gross. And Blanca and Michelle and all of those that, worked. And I don't laugh at the fact that they worked. I really want to say that they really helped and assisted this family. Should be treated far better. Your nanny has not shown up in years.
That's hilarious.
I swear to God, Gregory, they really did. They threw $100K around. Listen, some of this testimony blows my mind. And I don't have a calculator with me, but at one point I'm literally going to go through because I want to know to the penny what they're talking about here. I'm going to share my screen in 1 second. Oh no, there it is. But Jeanne is the CFO of I'm not even going to say the names. We're just going to call it the firm. She's still the current CFO there. She started as the office manager, secretary. It sounds like she's worked her ass up in the last 23 years to get to the CFO. She's been friends with Alec Murdaugh since she was 16 years old. So she's known him about 40 years. This is someone she went to school with. She trusted, a member of the community that she probably looked up to. All the things. You guys get that. All the things. So we know who Jeanne is. I just wanted to preface that. Now we're going to play a little bit and we're going to, let's have a little fun. Let's lighten the mood up a little bit and have a little fun, shall we? Let me know if you guys can hear this. I will mute.
When was the last time you wrote a check for $792,000? Can you imagine?
I mean, to my own bank account.
No, just like, I just can't even remember the last time I even had to go make a check out. Thank gracious, that big, but yeah, I got enough to cover that 700.
I mean, the balls on this guy, I don't understand.
State your name again for the record. Spell your last name.
Can you guys hear this
Okay,
okay?
Quinn.
First of all.
Oh, I gotta turn mine up.
My name is Jeanne Seckinger, Seckinger.
Ms. Secretary, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Let me fix this Elmo real quick.
She's like, bring it.
You understand we're here right now outside the presence of the jury for an in-camera hearing to determine the admissibility of some of your testimony.
I do.
And just very quickly, if you would, give us a little bit. I'm not going to go through all the background that I went in front of the jury unless Your Honor would like, but give us a little bit about your background and where you currently work, how that led to where you currently work.
Okay. I graduated with a BS in accounting from USC, went to work.
Mr. Striker, can you repeat the previous question?
Mm-hmm. Tia, you're muted. Or maybe it's Matt.
No, it's me. I said she reminds me so much of like a second grade teacher who probably had those kids in line. Like amazing, you know, she's just like to the dot, crosses the T's, dots the I, like very, very efficient is what I get from her. Like very efficient. But she reminds me of like a second grade teacher that was probably ran an army in the classroom. But you loved her.
And I
Mhm,
envisioned like the secretary sitting outside the principal's desk of the middle school who knows everyone is in charge of keeping all files in order. And she is kind of quiet, but you know she sees everything going on.
She knows where all the bodies are buried.
Question for
Mhm.
Sir, going back to Ms. Seckinger, we were talking a little bit about the compensation structure for PMPED as it existed in 2021. If you could, again, explain to the court how that worked, how are partners.
This is the second
How are they
appearance.
compensated?
Okay. Partners are employed salaries who are paid a biweekly paycheck throughout the year with a base salary of $125,000. And at the end of the year, they receive a bonus check, usually in the last week of the year, that divided up the remaining profits of the firm based upon the percentage of revenue each attorney brought into the total.
Right. So when fees came in, they're going to be attributed to a particular lawyer, and ultimately that's going to be a percentage of the total revenues, and that's going to determine their percentage of the compensation at the end of the year after all overhead is paid.
Correct.
Is there also some sort of 17.5%?
So that's already a lot of damn money right there. Because if you're bringing in millions of dollars and you get a portion of that, and then you get another, it just, okay. I just want to be clear.
Fund or fee or something like that, or amounts that's put aside?
There is, you would take the gross bonuses that are the gross fees everybody brought in, less than overhead. And once we get to that number, everybody would throw in a pot, 7.5%, and that money was divided back equally among the employees. And then a new percentage was arrived at to determine how much everybody would receive of the net income.
Right. So you have to take care of overhead, right?
Yes.
And what is an overhead, just generally?
Overhead is just basically the expenses to run the business, what it costs us to advance client costs, what it costs to pay our employees, what it costs to rent the building, to provide equipment, office supplies, postage, et cetera.
And that's got to be accounted for, and you got to account for the 7.5% as well, correct?
That's right.
Right. And then only after that does each partner get compensation based on their relative contribution during that year.
Correct.
Is typically the vast majority of compensation received by a partner at PMPED received in that distribution at the end of the year?
Yes.
And when does that take place?
The last week of the year, generally speaking.
Okay. And what is the point of that goal? Why do you want to sort of clear out all the money and clear the books?
Basically, that we don't want to leave the money in there to be taxed by the corporation because it's a C Corp entity. So that the objective is to get it out to the partners and avoid double taxation.
And so because of that, is it up to each individual partner to essentially manage the bulk of their compensation that's received in one lump sum during the course of the next year?
Yes, they need a budget.
All right, let me show you what's been marked for purposes of this hearing as States 310 and see if you recognize that document.
Yes, this is the employment agreement each shareholder.
All right. So we're going to just
I just want to
zoom
direct your attention
through this part
to,
and get to the
number-
juicy.
consulting.
Okay, board
Trying to do that,
consulting.
right?
Yeah.
This is where it gets
That's correct.
interesting.
After the boat case happened, did you and Alec ever have any discussions about structuring fees?
We did it in late May of 2021. Right about the end of the month. We had.
Does everyone understand the Forge Consulting thing? Forge Consulting. I want to make sure that you guys get that. Mark Gunn is a guy that owns a company called Forge Consulting LLC that Alec worked with. Many people worked with him. And Alec, I guess, I don't know, obsession, weird, decided to create his own company just called Forge. So he when they're talking the fake Forge and the real Forge is Mr. Gunn's Forge Consulting LLC. Fake Forge is the company that Alec Murdaugh set up. Really, it's not a company. It's just a bank account. It's not even a company. It's just a bank account. It's Alec Murdaugh as Forge, so he could sign his checks, Forge, without the consulting. So that when he asked for money or asked the company to pay, just pay Forge or write it to Forge, they thought that it was going to Mr. Gunn, forging checks. It was not. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit because I don't know if everyone knows that. When I first watched this, I did not. So he stole the name, and
he was clever with the way he was clever with the way he signed the checks and the name of who he was making it, the Forge who was making it out to. Let's just put it that way. He was
Quinny, right? And she does me business. I love this woman. All right, sorry. I just wanted to be clear that everyone understood that really quick.
Some discussions about Hirschberger, a disbursement came through that he had tried to send his fees to a structured settlement. And the conversation was that he had done it improperly, because for it to structure fees properly, it has to be part of the release. It has to go straight from the insurance company, straight to the structured annuity place. And we would need to be told about it in our firm so we could account for it in our 7.5%. But in this particular case, Alec had sent the money directly to Forge. We discussed the fact that it would not be any tax benefit to him. And at that point in time, he said he was not really worried about the tax benefit of it. And he said he was trying to put some money in Maggie's name due to the boat wreck, and that he was trying to figure out if he was going to structure fees for the future.
Okay. Did he say he was trying to do a favor for anyone too?
He did say he was friends with Michael Gunn, and who is the owner or one of the operators of Forge, and that he was going to try to put up to about $250,000 into a structure as a favor for Michael Gunn.
All right, when you say Forge, what are you talking about?
So Forge is a company that does structured annuities.
Full name, real quick?
Forge Consulting.
All right, let's call it Forge Consulting.
Okay, Forge
Try to do that.
Consulting.
All right,
Yeah.
talk about Forge Consulting.
They're a company that will do structured annuities for clients. They'll do structured fees for attorneys. They do some wealth management. They do minor pool trust. They have several different things that they do. I think they've branched out into insurance coverage now. They provide a lot of financial tools.
All right, so everybody got that good. I didn't explain it very well, but she did a really good job. If you wouldn't mind when you guys come in, hit that like button for girls here. We're working hard. we're hanging on by, what would you say, Twizzler sticks over here?
I said I'm holding it together by like a bobby pin.
Yeah, we are. So we really appreciate the likes and the comments. You guys have been amazing. Thank you very much. So Jeannie, can we just get to them?
When a settlement comes out, where is it?
It goes-
Hold on.
I'm doing what?
I'm just trying to defer and put money into Maggie's name, structure some fees.
Did he tell you where that money had gone? What was your belief where that money had gone after you talked to Alec?
My belief was it had gone to Forge Consulting.
The real entity, Forge
Yes.
Consulting.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show you just real quick what's been marked for purposes of this hearing, States 311, and see if you recognize that series. I think there's 4 documents.
And we're
Yes,
off.
these are the Hirschberger settlement documents, which is the case that we're talking about, the fee that he sent as a structure.
Okay. And are there 1 or 2 in there ultimately?
There are ultimately 2. There's one that's structured to look like fee, and then the other one was structured to look like it was client's money that was being sent on the client's behalf.
Which one were you aware of at the time?
I was aware of the fee one for the $83,333.33.
At the time, did you think that any money had been misappropriated or stolen, or did you just think Alec was trying to sort of divert some money because of the boat case, but not necessarily anything misappropriated?
Right. We were not thinking about him misappropriating funds or stealing any client funds. What we were concerned about was he was trying to either defer income by leaving it in somebody's trust, or either trying to put some money into Maggie's name to avoid things for the boat accident.
You said we were concerned. Who's concerned?
Myself and some of the partners.
Why are y'all concerned about him potentially trying to put money in a structure?
Thanks,
or
Margot.
because of the boat?
Well, because that would be wrong, and we did not want any part of that.
Because that's wrong and we don't want any part of it.
Let me put this up on the screen real quick.
I love when it's on 1.5 and people start moving around. Oh, look at you, you
recognize the
pathetic
document right here?
shitball piece of
Yes,
crap.
it's the document that is in question with $83,333.33 fee sent to Forge.
All right. And right there. Tell me what this disbursement sheet is very quickly. Explain that to the court.
So this is where the client recovered $250,000. You can see it came from 3 different insurers, and we would take a portion of our fee. Generally, this looks like a third, and our expenses of $9,300. The Sedgwick claims would have been a lien that we were paying off, and then the $140,678.55 would have been the money dispersed between the beneficiaries of that estate.
And what is this line right here?
That would represent the fee.
At this point in time, had you actually seen the check that was made out for those fees?
I don't recall if I actually looked at it at that point in time.
And normally fees, where would they go?
Normally, if fees would come to us and we would deposit them to our income account, what we call our income account.
So fees come in from somebody who pays a settlement. Where do they go initially? What account do they go in?
To the
She
income
just
account,
told
the
you.
PMP,
Pay
the
attention.
operating income account.
She's talking to
Fees
you.
go in there?
Yes,
All right. When a settlement comes in, where does it go?
it goes into a client trust account for the benefit of the client,
And then the portion of that is allocated for fees, it goes from the trust account to where?
to the income account.
It usually doesn't go out to Ford's Consulting or anything like
No.
that. After you had that conversation with Alec, did you follow up any more on the matter?
We had a couple of conversations about it in relation to when we were having some other conversations, but we didn't really readdress this again until late September.
I
late
love
August, early
Connor Cook's
Did you guys put it on the back
attorney in the
burner?
I did.
background. I'm
I put it,
sorry.
I
I
was,
really
at
like
that
him.
point, it had been done, and I was trying to figure out how we were going to account for it on our books, and just kind of had it out there as a reminder to try to see.
See, she's already,
my mind later
she's
to
on the
see if
go.
anything else had
She's
been
like,
done like that, but to see if
something's
there's
up here. I
anybody
got to figure this out. Let me check it
Mhm.
out.
Particular event, you said that was in late May sometime?
You're right.
Did another matter come to your attention about disbursements as it related to Alec Murdaugh's practice in his business?
It did.
And tell me what that was, please.
So on, this was a case called the Ferris versus Mack truck case. And on a Monday, I believe it was May 24th, Annette Griswold called me and said that she had something she needed to discuss with me. I was out of the office that day in our Waldeboro office, but when I returned, we met. When she showed me, what had happened was we received a check for our client expenses. So this case was actually dispersed by the associated attorney, which was Chris Wilson. So he sent us a check for the money that we had forwarded as client expenses, but we did not receive a fee check. And that in itself is odd generally.
Why is that odd? Why didn't that call you? Because y'all received a fee check from Alec's best friend, Chris Wilson.
I was just gonna say, pay attention to who Chris Wilson is. That happens to be Alec Murdaugh's best friend.
But not the, the expense check, but not the fee check.
Right. Most of the time we receive them together. Well, Annette, when she did not receive them together, called my assistant Nicole to make sure we had not already received the fee, verified that we had not already received the fee. And at that point, Annette had some conversations with Vicki Lyman in Chris's office. And Vicki informed Chris that their bosses had already got the fee when the settlement was signed, which had happened in March. And this was May.
And Vicki informed Chris or Vicki informed Annette?
Vicki informed Annette of that.
Right. So why is that concern to you that now you're hearing the fee's already been paid?
Because now we know we don't have the check. We've never received it. So either he's got a fee, either he's got a check he hasn't turned into us that is properly payable to PMPD, or he's received a check payable to him.
Right. And when you were considering the possibility that he perhaps received a check payable to him, aside from that being stealing, as you earlier testified to it, what's your concern then?
Saying that he's trying to hide money from the boat wreck.
Right. All right. Stand by for me.
KKM. Thanks for being here. So they're already on to him. Like they're already like, he's oh, I'm about to like my light over. He's being slick with some money.
Yeah.
It is
No
shady.
wonder he's always on his
For
phone and
purposes of
stuff
this
all the
hearing,
time.
312.
He's constantly juggling 50,000 balls.
Yes, this is the expense check that we received in the Ferris matter
And
from Wilson Law Group.
just quick flip through it and just tell me generally what's in that packet.
The rest of the packet is our deposit, which is an internal record, our client cost report, which matches that expense check. Then the rest of it, the second what I'm looking at right now is a check made payable to Richard Alexander Murdaugh Esquire for $192,000, and it references Ferris fees.
Okay, keep going.
Next page is the deposit where it says Bank of America deposit only, and it looks like ACH. That looks like, it actually looks to me like Alex's initials, and then it says Bank of America.
Is there a series of emails after that?
Series of emails starts with Vicki Lyman informing Annette Griswold about the fact that their bosses had received the fee back when the disbursement was signed.
All right, let me put those emails up on screen. I believe there's no objection for this hearing.
Quinny, me too. That's my favorite because Alex stole it.
So
Because he
this is,
stole it.
email. Annette Griswold, explain to the judge who Annette Griswold is, please.
Annette Griswold is one of Alex's primary paralegals.
Okay. And right here, this is an email that was ultimately sent to you as part of bringing this to your attention.
Yes.
All right. And what is she asking right there?
She said, why just expenses and no fee?
Oh, nay, he was doing the pucker for sure.
All right. And what was the response there?
Dear friend, it is only cost because your boss and mine and Liz's got their fees once they were signed.
Okay. So Annette's informing you that Chris Wilson's office says they already got the fees.
Correct.
All right. All right. After that, did you have a conversation with Annette what to do?
I did actually talked with Lee Cope. Went to Lee. Sometimes a lot of the partners are not in the office, and Lee Cope was the one who was in the office. So I went to talk to Lee about what we should do. And of course, Annette was worried about getting, ramifications if she was wrong and didn't want to be in trouble. So Lee and I decided to take it over from there. And the course of action that we decided upon was that I would send an email to
I don't know,
Annette
CB Cal,
requesting the
maybe.
disbursement, the supporting documents, and the general ledger printout for Chris Wilson's office, which is what we keep in our office.
All right.
Poor
Go right
Chris
here.
Wilson.
Is that the email you're speaking of right there?
That is
What's the date on that?
May 27th.
All right. And so then what happens to that email from there if we look over to the next page?
So apparently Vicky in Chris Wilson's office was on vacation. So on June 2nd, Annette clarifies with Vicky what exactly we were looking for. And again, she asked for the full disbursement paperwork, including the disbursement sheets, expenses, supporting docs, and ledger.
All right. And you're included on that email?
I am CC'd, yes.
All right. Did y'all ultimately get a response on that?
Vicky responded that she would have to send that email to Chris because she did not have privy to that information. So that was on the 2nd. The next day, Elliot came into my office early and asked me why I needed that information and assured me that the money was in Chris Wilson's account and that they could get it anytime.
Now, if you saw Chris Wilson, and here's where it gets a little uncomfortable. Chris Wilson's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. You want me to write it here? You want me to write the check there? I'll write it to whoever you want because I'm your best friend and that's what we do. But also, like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like what? When
Yeah,
he described
okay.
that phone call and just going like speechless, like he was like, I couldn't. I mean,
Couldn't
I think
form
we've all-
sentences. The
Yeah,
art
but I
of
think
bullshit
we've
is the
all
best
had-
part of her territory.
She looks like, quite frankly, she looks like she would have been more than willing to like burn the firm down than to let them be involved in something scandalous. Like that is, they won't.
She's
none
true
of it.
blue, man. This one knows where the bodies are hidden. She might even have the shovel in her office. She knows all the things. This is a woman you want on your side. You do not want her against you because she has little ladies in her head that have file cabinets for years on you. And she can just pull those little ladies and they're like, and this happened and that happened and this happened and he stole it and he stole it. And I get such a kick out of her. I think she's a badass. And I love her face right here when she's looking over at him. I love that she has no fucks given about eyeballing him. And I love when they show him and he's like slinking down in his chair. I don't even want to say, but I live for it.
Self-soothing.
Look at her.
She's like, quiz me.
Just that we needed to get it, or I needed proof that it was there, that it was necessary to get it. At that point,
This
I didn't
bitch has
indicate
all
because
the
I thought
receipts.
It was missing. I was just asking for the documentation.
And that was on what day?
It was sometime in between June 2nd and June 7th.
All right. On June 7th, did the issue come back to a head?
The issue did come back to head.
Just clear. This is June 7th, 2021.
Yes,
And how much were these fees supposed to be? Did you know?
$792,000 in total.
And at this point, the firm had not received those fees. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Chris Wilson's office is saying initially, we already dispersed them.
Yes.
In 3 checks.
And Chris Wilson's not saying anything to me.
Was, to your knowledge, was an inquiry made to Chris Wilson at that time?
Lee Cope, we had not inquired Chris Wilson other than requesting this information at this point in time.
All right. So tell me about June 7th. How does that go?
So on June 7th, I was going to make another run at finding out from Alec if we had the information. I went upstairs to his office is on the 2nd floor and he was leaning on a file cabinet outside his office. He turned and looked at me when I came up and said, "What do you need next?" And gave me a very dirty look, not a look that I'd ever received from Alec from, just kind of frustrated with me look, which made me go, "Oh, you want to know? Let's go in your office." So we went in the office and closed the door. And at that point, I told him that I had reason to believe that he had received the funds himself and that I needed proof that he had not.
Hi,
Received those
Emilio.
fees himself.
Welcome in.
Yes. And I needed proof that they were not.
Yes.
What did he tell you?
He told me again, that he assured me that the money was there
I agree,
and
Margot.
that he could get it. And at that point, I said, I know.
It made
I'm
her
just trying to do my
sweat.
job, and if I don't get this paperwork and verify that with these questions, I'm not doing my job. He actually acted like he respected that, and again said that that money was there, and that he again was trying to decide what he was going to be doing with it.
And did y'all get to conclude that conversation or did something interrupt it?
We did not. He took a phone call in the middle of that conversation. That phone call was about his father who was in the hospital, that he was going to be terminal, and that there was nothing else they could
Wait.
ever do for his father.
Yeah, I was
So,
just,
conversation.
I was gonna, yeah. Can I ask
yeah,
Can-
I know
can
where
we
you're
do-
going. Go right ahead, sister.
a poll? Put a 1 in chat. Do y'all think he really got a call about his dad, or do y'all think it was just he
Trying to get rid of Jeannie.
Yeah.
I'm
anyone
very
think?
curious.
One,
So
He
she
actually
goes
got-
upstairs. I don't know
he
if you
got her-
guys got this. She goes upstairs to confront him about the money, which, by the way, Chris Wilson has already written not one, not two, but 3 checks to him because they had to disperse the money. They couldn't have one check for the $792,000. They had to split it up. So he did 2 $300,000 checks. Excuse me, I'm having trouble. 3 100. Fuck my life.
okay.
2 $300,000 checks and a check for
$92,000.
$92,000, right?
There's one for yeah. I just
So
highlighted them.
she's confronting, going, the hell are these checks?
Mhm.
Where's the money? There's a lot of damn money. Yeah, go ahead. Ask.
So yeah, so he genuinely and truly got an actual phone call pertaining to his father, and he took that phone call in the middle of his conversation with Jeannie. Or 2, that phone call is not a legit phone call about his dad. He's so impulsive in order of covering his tracks that I could see him being like, I don't know, maybe it was about his dad. Because that's why he then got Maggie to come. So maybe I don't know. I sometimes I catch myself questioning whether or not that phone call was legit. And I'm curious as to whether or not you all think that phone call is legit. And I just say that in a very long sentence to make that very simple point.
Yeah,
y'all
because
think that phone call was legit?
We were talking about it one day. I was like, do you actually think that was a phone call, or do you think that was a oh shit moment? I need to stop this, and I need to figure my shit out. I think that's what it was. I think it was I don't know. We need to look at the phone records. I need to know if one of the brothers called, actually. Or the question, do you think his phone...
Forged call. A forged call.
Amelia Sparkles wins the internet comment of the day.
Forged call.
You.
It was a forged call.
He's so confident even now. I know, right, Quinny? Or the question should be, do you think his phone was on silent or did he hear it ring? Right? Well, that was kind of my question. I was like, hold please. Hello? Oh, LFT. Oh, dad's sick? Oh, hey. Geez, Jeannie, I really have to go.
Yeah, did you want pepperoni on your pizza?
It's like, oh my God, this guy.
We can get wings too. Sure. Yeah. All right. Well,
hey, dad's in bad shape. Oh, okay. Yes, I will be right there. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, the tragedy. Elizabeth, it's the big one. I am so upset. Jeannie, I can't take anymore. I have to go. Cut to the end of the day where he now calls her at 4:30 and she's like, the hell is he still doing here?
No, she called him. She called him expecting him not to be back at, thought he had left the office.
No, he called her asking about the 401k.
Oh, okay. Because
he called her asking about the 401k.
And she was surprised to find that he was still at the office, right? Around 4:00 that day. Because she thought that's what we have in our timeline, basically. Like, she was surprised that he was still at the office because of the phone call and everything he had gotten earlier. She was under the impression that it was
it was so urgent that he had to leave. She went from, kicking his ass to friend mode to, oh, geez, I'm so sorry about your dad. And, the timing, she probably felt like shit, We
quit talking about business, and I immediately asked about him and his family and his dad. And, we got talking as friends at that point, concern over the family. And after that, I shortly left. So it briefed and cut down the conversation.
All right. You come in there asking for proof where that money was because you had reason to believe he took it. And then the conversation ultimately got short by the call about his father.
Yes.
Did you have a conversation later in the day with Ellen?
I did. Around 4 o'clock, my phone rang, and I remember that because I had been under the impression Alec was going to leave and go to the hospital or leave to deal with his father. And around 4 o'clock, my office extension rang, and at that point, he was asking me for some information on his 401k balances because he stated he was working on some financials for the hearing on the boat accident that was later in the week.
There was a hearing later in the week, and he was working on financials for the boat accident.
Correct.
Did that strike you as odd?
That he called and asked me? No, he'd asked me before. So, and I would be the one giving the 401k. So it didn't surprise me that he's calling and asking me about that. But I was surprised that he was in the building working on it.
Why was that?
I just thought he was leaving to deal with his father.
Because that interrupted the prior conversation.
That's right.
Was that the last conversation you had with him?
It is.
When did you find out about the murders?
I initially found out through the rumor mill around 10:30 or 11 o'clock the evening of them, but I did not get confirmation until I received a text from the partner roughly 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Were you shocked by that?
Yes,
Scared?
yes,
Worried?
yes.
Worried for Alec?
Worried for everybody, yes, especially Ellie.
In the wake of the murders, do you know if the hearing that was later that week got canceled?
It did get canceled.
That was a hearing in the boat case where he's personally a defendant?
That's my understanding, yes.
In the wake of the boat case, did you and the partners have a discussion about what to do without getting to the bottom of these Ferris fees?
We did. We did not the week of the murders because pretty much our office shut down the week of the murders, and then his father also passing away. But when we got back around to it, Lee and Mark Ball and I were the ones doing the discussion. Lee decided that he would call Chris Wilson himself directly and try to get the information, and Lee took over from there.
In the wake of the murders, did anyone want to bring that up to Alec again?
No, nobody wanted, Alec was distraught and upset and not in the office much, and nobody wanted to harass him about nothing that we thought was really missing. We had several months till the end of the year to clear it up, so we were not going to harass him at that point in time.
Okay, now here's where I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to start playing the other video because this is where, to me, this is the gold mine right here.
I'm so sorry. I better run to the little girl's room. I've been trying to hold it. I'm listening.
Okay.
Sorry. I have to the bathroom real fast. Too much water.
Let me make sure that I got this right, because this is the one where, like I said, So now you guys have a little background of what she does, where she's coming from, and what's happening during the day, which also happens to be the day when she confronts him that I'll be careful, that his family was unalived.
All right.
Now
Looking at this,
here's where we go in and we start talking about the finances. I think this is just my unbelievable favorite, where they start pulling things up. What I want you to do is pay attention to not just her, but watch Alec. Just watch every single time she nails his coffin. Hi, Texas Tiffany. Thanks for coming in. I freaking love it so much. She just taps it every time, taps another nail right in there.
right. And did the law firm ultimately have to repay that money?
We repaid that as well.
So we got two transactions in this particular one. We got the 83.3 and then we have the 91,000. Is that correct?
And I have to correct myself on that one. We're still in the process of paying that one.
Right. And what's the date on that particular one?
December 15th, 2020.
And then the date on.
Look at his face.
May 12th, 2021.
All right. And that's roughly around the time that came to your attention as you previously testified?
Yes.
Yeah, wipe your nose, buddy. And then make sure you touch your mouth. That's great. Yep. Classy. I think your face is getting a little red there, Alec. Wonder what the pucker factor is there now. I think we've hit the oh shit moment of Alec's life. Oh, the snot swallowing.
I'm back.
Yay, welcome back.
I'll show you what's marked as 319. Have you take a look at it?
Let me speed this up.
This is the disbursement sheet for Blondale Gary.
All right. I'm going to go put it on the screen again. If you need me to bring it to you, let me know. At this time, Your Honor, I'd offer a 319 in evidence.
No additional objection.
Admit it.
We have, what's the first name of the client here?
Angel,
All right. And looking down, we have a recovery amount. And then what's this third line right there?
forged structure in the amount of $112,500.
And going to the next page, what do we see?
This is the check payable to Forge in the amount of $112,500.
All right, and did that go to the real Forge or the fake Forge?
It went to the fake Forge in Alec Murdaugh's name.
All right, and whose signature is that?
Alec Murdaugh's.
Going back to the original page, whose signature is that?
Again, Alec Murdaugh's.
What's the
See her
date
look
on
right
that? I
at
don't know if
him.
you can see it or not.
It looks like 4919.
Okay. Did y'all have to repay that money?
We also repaid that money
All right, why did you have to repay that money?
because it was due to the client and Alec Murdaugh stole it.
What? What?
Will you
What?
not-
What?
Let's listen to it slow. Listen to that part. Because it was client money and Alec Murdaugh stole it.
We'll slow it down.
Boom.
I love this woman's the best kind of bitch. There's, there are good
Someone-
bitches, just like there's good witches. This
Seriously,
woman's-
I'm gonna be her for Halloween. I'm gonna have to take it like an attorney around with me. But the shirt I'm gonna wear, I'll be sure to do like the scarf with it. But I want the "Don't Trust Your Soul to Know Backwoods Country Lawyer" T-shirt on.
I
with it.
think she starches her thongs. I bet you she does. I bet you those thongs are starched. Hold on.
The date on that, I don't know if you can see it or not.
It looks like 4919.
Mhm. Look at this
Did y'all have to
disgust.
repay that money?
We also repaid that money
All right, why did you have to repay that money?
because it was due to the client and Alec Murdaugh stole it.
Look at his face.
Look at her face when she says he stole it, and her eyebrows go up. Like,
Look at her. Look at. Don't you eyeball me, boy. Don't you eyeball me, boy. Uh-huh. We're being so ladylike today.
Let me show you what's been marked as States 320. See if you recognize this document.
This is the disbursement sheet on Christopher Anderson.
All right. Your Honor, this time I'd offer States 320 into evidence.
Additional objection, Your Honor.
Submit it.
All right, again, we have the disbursement sheet. Is that correct?
We do.
All right, and then we have a recovery. Is that correct?
Yes, of 750,000.
And then how much on this disbursement sheet was written to Forge?
750,000.
Every bit of it.
Yes.
And whose signature is that?
Alec Murdaugh's.
Second page.
A check payable to Forge for $750,000.
What's the date on it?
February 20th, 2020.
Did this go to the real Forge or the fake
It
Forge?
went to his fake Forge personal account.
In this particular case, were there multiple recoveries?
There were multiple recoveries in this one.
All right, so some of the money actually go to the client back when all of this happened?
Some of the money did go to the client. And when meeting with the client to go over this, he told me that he was unaware of the second settlement.
And how much of the second settlement did Alec Murdaugh take?
The 100% of it, the entire 750,000.
Jesus.
What's the date on that?
February 20, 2020.
Do you recognize that signature right there?
That's Alec's.
Man. Right? That's what I said in Jen Lou's Nay. I was like, doesn't he deserve a dunce cap and like sitting in the corner?
yeah.
He really does look defeated.
And he's like, "Crap, I'm gonna have to hear this."
She's now
again."
bored. She's like, I'm bored with this.
All right, looking at this particular one, what's the first name of the client here?
Dion.
All right, and a couple things. First thing I want to ask about is we have right here, what's that third line right there? What does that say?
It says structured for annuity directly to Michael Gunn in the
Not the
amount.
jury who Michael Gunn is?
He is the owner of the Real Forge Consulting that would do structured annuities.
What's for that? Was there any actual structured annuity directly to Michael Gunn?
We were able to verify later that there was no structured annuity to Michael Gunn.
And what was the effect of having that line in this disbursement sheet when it was prepared by the defendant and his staff?
You can see a line where the payment, it says settlement proceeds structured annuity 500 out. So basically what he did here was create a fake fee or a fake recovery that he took a 40% fee on, $200,000. That $200,000 should have been the client's money, but he faked a fee. It's just phantom money.
So by putting this line in here, right here, with that fake annuity, then 40% of that would be,
It was counted in as fees under his column in our system.
all right, and so just by that paperwork, poof, yeah,
Poof, phantom money.
phantom money.
Phantom money. It's like
Y'all ultimately have to
Monopoly
account for
money.
that
We did.
with the client?
We did.
All right, down here at the bottom, you recognize that signature?
Alec Murdaugh's,
You see the date?
8/20/2015.
All right, and then Moving on to the next page. And you previously testified that there could be multiple disbursements in the case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is this one such case?
Yes.
All right. Right here, I'm looking at the second disbursement, and down at the bottom, can you tell me the date on this?
October 6, 2015.
All right. And down at the bottom, right here, what does that say?
Disbursement to Forge, $338,056.14.
Did that go to the real Forge or the fake Forge?
Went to the fake Forge.
What were you thinking right there? Shit, what'd I buy with that money?
The next page, you recognize that?
That's the check
99
payable to the fake Forge in the amount of
99
$338,056.14, signed by Alec Murdaugh.
Did y'all ultimately have to pay that back to the client?
We did. We paid that and the $200,000 back
And why'd you have to do that?
because Alec had stolen it.
Boom. Because Alec had stolen it. God. I don't know what I did with that. Objection. I can't. Okay. So on Monday, he makes $300,000. On Tuesday, he makes $750,000. What are you doing with his money, Mr. Sir?
On Thursday, he needs a $7,000 loan on.
Right. Which,
on-
by the way, we're overdrawn on,
Yeah.
and Palmetto Bank only charges us $5. $5. Raise your hand if you've ever bounced a check in your entire life and been charged more than $5. He's in the whole $350,000 and they charge him $5. Hey, Palmetto Bank, you're getting every cent I ever had. Because I'm telling you what, I need to know the interest you're paying too. Jesus. Clearly not a fee-based bank like Bank of America is.
Yeah, because I'll bank with Palmetto at this point, if that's.
Best advertisement I've ever heard for a bank in my life. The best. Save all your Super Bowl commercials. Go to Alec Murdaugh's trial. This is the best. What did Nate say? Like some high dollar ladies of the night. I think the ladies that he likes might wear dresses, but I bet you they have to shave their legs and their chest hair. That's what I picture with him.
Oh my God.
I do.
Right.
I'm calling him like I see him today. Y'all are lucky I'm not saying more. It's been a.
Oh wait, I want to say something that Wilby said a minute ago too.
Yep.
There was a comment talking about it brought in terms of explaining where the money went.
Yeah.
I want to say the comment mentioned something about maybe illegal activities surrounding drugs and stuff too, right? Hold on. And I have to say, okay, wait. It does make me think a gambling, yes. That crosses I want to say that crosses my mind as well, because I think he is tangled up in certain stuff where he's kind of been having to roll the dice and go with it, like, playing the odds, doing the best he can for so many years now, that literally everything he did was a gamble. But I do think he was involved in some other things that were like an underlying issue that he was always going to have to stay on top of, if you will.
Two things I want to point out with Wheel B. First of all, I talked to them in another chat, and they were saying the same thing about the gambling, and it really got my wheels turning, and I appreciated that very much because I always like a different perspective on things. So he says he knows from personal experience, we will never find the vices that was right. I don't know if it's gambling or not, but some of the things that you were saying in the chat that we were speaking on earlier this week, I thought were, like I said, it was food for thought. I believe it might have been Jen Lou's, if I'm not mistaken. Go check out Jen Lou's. Tuesday night, I think, was a really good. That was her Mark Tinsley night, so that I think that's when it was. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, because I wanted to thank Wheelby. Wheelby, were you in last night? Were you the one who said that we needed to pay more attention to the chat? And this is not a lead up. It's actually, if it was you, I wanted to thank you for bringing that to our attention. Because sometimes I do get carried away and I don't read chat because I get off topic. So if that was you, I wanted to thank you for bringing me back around. We always look for constructive criticism, things to help us. So I kind of wanted to point that out. I didn't want anyone to think that we were insulted by that comment last night. I was actually kind of thrilled. And if it's not you, then I apologize for calling you out. I mean, if it's not you, go ahead. You just take the credit for the thank you, because I really did appreciate bringing us back around. I'm still not good at hi Mike. I'm still not good at multitasking everything, but I'm trying really hard. Know that I'm going to work on it. And at some point, I'm hoping to God that LFT will start running things in StreamYard so that I don't have to.
I'm sorry, what? What did you do?
Oh, look, we're going to go deaf on that one. But that was just a sidebar thing. When I saw that name, I really wanted to just acknowledge and appreciate the constructive criticism there. We always, I can always learn. And I don't think that there was anything disrespectful. My experiences with a family of bookmakers, that this has been, see, look at this. This is exactly, I didn't want to call it, but you just said it here. My experience with a family of bookmakers, and I have seen this many times, mistress, some drugs, and lots of betting. What type of things, and I'm asking because I'm uneducated, besides the Super Bowl, what type, like, are we talking horse betting? Are we talking sports? What kind of betting do you think?
Well,
Genuinely asking, genuinely curious. What do you guys think?
Too. But and I'm gonna drop a link in here for Eric Allen. We've referenced him before. He's local, and he does. If y'all haven't seen his videos, he's done some background on, the boat accident, Satterfield, all that stuff. But he, in one of the clips, in one of the more recent ones, because Alex is in jail during it, it's like one of the phone calls. He talks about the gambling aspect as well, and I'm dropping the link in there because I think if you can find, I can't remember which one specifically it was, but he touched on that, questions around gambling, because that's what he was talking about. Like, even in prison, Alec was like, yeah, I won commissary. I put whatever. Remember?
Yes. MK, don't you dare be quiet. You keep up the good work in here. Oh, biggest draw. Okay. Look at this, college basketball, NFL with biggest draw. That's what I wanted to know. Oh yeah, MK, you you say what you like when you like around here. I see most of our mods already know who you are, and you're welcome to speak up. I'm gonna hop back to Jeannie. Do you have any more questions? Yes, Eric Allen is a guy who's a local in Beaufort. Is that how you say it?
Well, it's Beaufort.
Beaufort. Excuse me. Thank you.
And it's Beaufort, South Carolina, Beaufort, North Carolina.
Thank you. He's a local that has done a ton of research on Murdaugh all the way around, but especially on the boat case. So I highly recommend you guys go over and subscribe and watch his videos. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. Yeah, we're demanding it, MK. We're not asking for it.
Alex was betting how long it'll take his firm to find out he's stealing money, and he knew. I do think I have to say I do agree with that. I do think that he knew. I think he's kind of like Murdaugh in a way. Like, he knew things were getting dicey. Like, it was getting harder. It was about to unravel. I think that was one of his fears, that he knew he had so much going on that was putting so much pressure on his financials, and the divulging of his financials. The man literally could not see straight.
Yeah, I agree. Amina Sparkle says, love Eric Allen. He been following him for years. Excellent camera work.
Yeah.
Right?
His
Agreed.
footage is amazing.
Footage is amazing, but the storytelling is so good
Mhm.
as well. And I just want to make sure that we're Fitz News, and that's another great one. Murdaugh Murder Podcast with Mandy. Like, just these are ones you should check out.
I could actually, if y'all, well, we can post it. Remind us afterwards to post that link that has the PDF. It's actually from the Fitz News
Yeah.
site, but it's in the Fitz News. If you go, it's FITS news.com. I think that's literally what it is. But you go down to the key players, and Jeanne is one of them that's listed in the key players in terms of this trial.
Mhm.
And within it, it had a link to a PDF in terms of some of this financial stuff, and the documents in there. I can put the link in it if anyone wants to kind of see what, I don't know, educate yourselves on it and actually look at the indictment. This is just the state grand jury for only 8 counts, but it's kind of interesting to look at.
I'm gonna roll this beautiful bean footage and watch this titty baby bitch sob a little
Going
bit
to the
more.
next page, we have another disbursement in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And what does this line say right there?
Structure to forge, marked through $45,000.
Where did that $45,000 go?
It went to the fake forge account, now at Murdaugh's name.
Going forward, we see this check. You recognize that?
That's the check payable to Forge in the amount of $45,000.
All right. You recognize that signature?
It's Alec Murdaugh's.
Recognize that writing right there?
Alec Murdaugh's.
And where did that money go?
To the fake Forge account in his Bank of America, Richard Alexander Murdaugh name.
So we had 3 things here. We had the phantom fee, correct?
Correct.
We had the $338,000 and change.
Correct.
We had $45,000.
Correct.
And did your law firm have to pay all that back?
We paid every cent of it back. The
Budget.
attorneys put it in because Alec stole it.
No, I didn't steal it. I borrowed it.
Show you States 315. See if you recognize this.
This is another disbursement for Elise Mallory.
All right, this time it offers States 315 and notice.
No additional objection, ma'am.
A minute. All right, who's the client's name on this one? Just first name, please.
Elise,
All right, and this particular, what's the total recovery amount?
$183,528.
And is there an attorney fee?
There is an attorney fee of $30,000, but again, that's reduced, and I'm able to tell that because it's not a third or either 40%.
But that $30,000 ultimately was cut to the firm.
That ultimately was cut to the PMPD.
Who was it credited to, on whose books?
Alec Murdaugh's.
All right, and then there's some fees for about 600 and change, correct?
Yes, expenses.
Excuse me, expenses. And so what's the remainder?
The remainder is $152,866 that was payable to the Forge, and that's the fake Forge account.
All right, and whose signature is that right there?
Alec Murdaugh's.
You recognize the second page?
That is the check that was payable to Forge.
You see the date on that?
I can't really see that.
I'm gonna hand you back States 314, which is the spreadsheet you prepared, is that correct?
Yes.
Look down at the bottom in your mind, Drew, what the date is of that particular check?
It was November 30th, 2020.
November 30th, 2020. Okay. Did any of the recovery in this case actually go to the client?
And that one, none of it went to the client.
It either went to Alex's fees or it went to where?
To his fake Forge account that was doing business as Forge, the fake account with Bank of America.
Was there any conversation with Alec about this case as related to those fees?
There was, later in the summer of 2021, his secretary called over to accounting and said that he wanted to disperse the money to Elise Mallory. And at that point, we informed that the money had already been dispersed. So then Alec said that he wanted to give a portion of his fee back to the client because she was just a sweet lady that he felt she needed some funds given back to her. I'd like to do her a favor.
About the $30,000 in fees?
He wants to do her
Was
favor.
that after all of that $152,000, the bulk of that recovery for that case has been instead dispersed to the fake Forge account?
Yes,
Did y'all have to account for that and pay the client back?
we did
And why was that?
because he stole the money.
Going to 322.
There you go, Quinny. And I agree. I think we need I think we need a soundbite that says because he stole it.
Do you know
Right?
what this reminds me of? It's like that silly clip I sent you a long time ago, that Kathleen Madigan one, when she's talking about missing Malaysian flight, 370,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
she's like, wrong ocean, wrong ocean.
Yes, it's another disbursement that has
This would
actually
be
several
like
parts, but it's Jamie and
stolen.
Risher.
Please tell us what you really
Your Honor, this
think.
time I'll offer states 322 in evidence.
No additional objection.
Submit it.
All right, what's the first name on the, all
Jamie,
right? And looking at this particular disbursement sheet, what is this amount right there?
$90,000.
And what's it made payable to on the disbursement sheet?
Forge,
We see a signature right there. It looks a little different. Do you recognize that signature at
I
all?
still believe it's Alex.
And going to the next page, what is that?
This is the check payable to Forge in the amount of $90,000.
And what's the date on it?
It cleared on 9/1/16. It was written sometime in August of 2000.
Everyone say it with
Where did
me.
that check go?
It went to the fake Forge account with Bank of America that is in his personal name.
Because he stole it.
Oh, wrong
Go to this
ocean.
page of the exhibit. Do you recognize
He
that?
stole
Yes,
it.
I do.
And tell me what this is very
So
quickly.
these were some of those client case expenses that we would collect normally. And what you're seeing here is some costs for employee travel on the first line, but then costs paid to Austin Aviation for some airline services, and then some meals and travel within New York.
We have Austin Aviation. Is that like a private plane
That is a private plane.
and limousine service?
That's a private limousine.
All right. Did y'all ultimately refund this money to the client?
We did.
Why was that?
We discovered that those were after the close of the case, and there was no way that they could have been done.
They've been billed to the client?
They had been billed to the client, deducted from the client's disbursement, so we reimbursed those as well when we were giving our clients the money
Why
back.
did you do that? Why did you do that?
Why did he do what? Have
Why did
a
you do
private?
that? Because Alex stole it.
Right. Well, and I love how stupid he is. Let's take the private plane and the limo after the case is closed, but still bill as though dumbass. Yeah, I'd be frustrated too if I were you.
Hot
Buddy.
coffee. He's probably said it like Roxanne number of times. How many times has she said like the song Roxanne? Just envision that, like stole it.
I don't know, but if I'd planned better, I would have said everybody take a shot. But
Sure, Mr. Martin, States 323 to your testimony, see if you recognize that.
This is a disbursement for Johnny Bush.
Okay. Your Honor, this time I'd offer States 323 in evidence.
No additional objection, ma'am.
Submit it.
All right, very quickly.
Johnny
Johnny, all right. Down here, we got, what does that line say?
Forge, $95,000
Where did that money go?
to the fake Forge account that Alec held.
Is that the check?
It's corresponding check for the $90,000 with
Okay.
Alec's signature.
All right. And did y'all have to pay that money back?
We did,
And why'd you have to pay that money back?
because Alec stole it as well.
it's not funny. Stop! I can't. It's not funny. But I mean, it really. It's not. I know it's not funny. Right? He stole it.
Huh, he stole it.
States 324. You recognize that?
How come you paid it? Because they stole it.
Yes, this is a disbursement to Jordan Jakes.
Your Honor, this time I'd offer States 324 in evidence.
No additional objection, Your Honor.
Submit it.
Right.
Right here, looking at this particular one, who's the first name of the client?
Jordan,
Right here on this disbursement, what do we have right there?
a payment to Forge in the amount of $85,000.
Okay. And whose signature down at the bottom?
Alec Murdaugh's,
What's the date?
August 1st, 2018.
Looking at the second page, what is this right here?
The check to payable to Forge for $80,000
All right, and where did that money go?
to the fake Forge account.
You recognize that signature?
That's Alec's signature as well.
Looking over the next page, what is this?
This is the second disbursement with another check payable to Forge in the amount of $65,000.
All right, you recognize that signature?
Alec Murdaugh's,
All right, and what's the next page?
a check payable to Ford in the amount of $65,000 with Alec Murdaugh's signature.
Mm-hmm.
And what date did that clear?
October 4th, 2018.
All right. This $85,000, where did that go?
To the fake Forge,
The $65,000, where did that go?
to the fake Forge account.
Did your law firm have to account for that money?
We accounted for it and reimbursed the client due to the fact that Alec had stolen it.
Boom.
Boom.
I want to address Wheel B over here. Hang on really quick. And we don't have to go through each one of these because we all know what happened that day. But Wheel B says, back, my mom kept books for family business and used to say figures don't lie and liars figure. Oh, you guys are rolling in today. I love that.
what?
That's amazing.
Alec Murdaugh is a very distinct, kind of predictable crazy. now when you think about it. Like, just for a moment, I'm guessing Jeannie and a lot of the other people in the firm and in his life are doing like Monday morning quarterbacking and being like, oh my God. Like, how long has he been doing? Like, I just.
I thought the same thing. You would think a bigger firm would have a tighter control on the money, but I think, and this is just an opinion and what I've heard Jeannie say, is like, it really was like a brotherhood. It was there was a lot of trust there. So that's the only thing I can think that happened. But what I really love is hot coffee. Oh, I'm going to say to my husband if I can't find something. Alex took it. Oh, that might have to go on a t-shirt.
I may have to.
Because he stole it.
That's going to probably be the next. You know, T is going to ask me something in the next 24 hours, and my response, I'm going to go out. She's like, "Where did you put it?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think Alex took it."
I think Alex took it, but you know what? I seriously, I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna do a merch. We're gonna do a Decipher T-shirt that just Alex stole it.
God, I trust all others pay cash.
Amen. Preach, preach, preach.
So you're also talking about, this is where the small town being the big fish in a small pond for 87 plus years. It was just the way that town and that community operated in terms of even the firm. Like, I know, like, I don't think you would have gotten away with that in a big firm, probably in like New York or so. You know what? I'm just trying to like think about it, because my fear when they were all testifying too, I was like, how are y'all not going to get in trouble either? Because you missed it. So are y'all liable or accountable for any of this? Like, I did worry about that because I like these people so far, but it can't be easy coming up here and having to air your firm's dirty laundry that you weren't even aware of.
I'm sure it's very difficult, but she's doing a hell of a job. Thanks, Hot Coffee. You don't even know. I needed this laugh today as well. I didn't come into this live as happy as I wanted to be, so I needed this as well. It lightened my mood. And Allie just cracked me up with, I'm glad you call me Allie, because hearing his name over and over again gives me the creeps. You know, when someone says your name, I get that. Oh, God love her. Wolfie gets creeped out when I call you Alex. She's like, no, I know. Where is Wolfie? Eewoo, where are you? We're gonna end this soon because I know everyone's gonna be going to watch the Super Bowl and hanging out and doing their thing. But I just, we will continue this, obviously. I don't know, maybe tomorrow we'll go live and just do another one we'll just pick some videos and make fun of Alec, because sometimes this is no disrespect to anyone who's lost their life. And I do mean that. This is no disrespect. The Mallory Beach case, we're going to go through with a fine-tooth comb, and we will report that to you. And it is really sad. And our hearts and love go out to the families of, Gloria Satterfield and Mallory Beach and Stephen Smith.
And all the clients that he swindled from. Like, that's not lost on us at all. But at the same time, I think we talk about this a lot in the true crime community. It's so hard sometimes. Like, you have to lighten it up a little bit, and it's not in a way that's intended to be disrespectful by any means to anyone affected by his actions and his choices. Not only his actions, but his freaking choices.
He full on made these choices.
He chose to do this. Every day he actively chose to do this.
On a serious note, I do pray for the judges and the juries and Alex. I agree. We all do. He's what he's got coming. I mean, thanks, Mike. I will tell you that I did have another funny moment, and that's when I hear him yelling Bubba in the background. Bubba. I was kind of like, This bitch is gonna be yelling Bubba for the next 30 years. It's gonna be Bubba, get off me. Bubba, get off me. Did Mallory's
gosh.
body really lay in the marsh for several days? Unfortunately, it
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it did. And we will be happy to go through her case with love and respect and truly no laughing matter there. But sometimes we do need to lighten it up a little bit. And today was one of those days. Hi, Spicy Sugar. Today was one of those days for me. And I want to thank you guys for being here. And if you had a good time, hit the thumbs up. I'm grateful for you guys. I really, truly, truly am.
Will you please? I
We-
just sent you something, and
Yeah.
if you can, I just sent you. It's actually the Spitz News that just popped up on my YouTube, but the thumbnail is priceless. Look at his face.
I can't show it because I'm on a different computer than I normally am.
Oh wait, I'm gonna send. Can I put that drop? Should I drop that link into the? to that
Yeah,
video?
for sure. For
Y'all,
sure.
everyone, just like I don't care.
He
When y'all
giving
click
the
on it.
stank face.
Please check
He's-
out that. Someone please click this and look at his facial expression in here because this is
yes.
not. That's not like what happened.
Yeah,
This.
he gave. I would share it, but it's not. I'm not on. I'm
There
not
it
on
is.
the
I
other
just dropped
computer.
it. Sorry, I
Okay.
just dropped it. It's the sorry, y'all. In that Spitz News, it's the first.
Go.
link
Yeah,
at the
just
top.
just look at the thumbnail.
Just the
Well,
thumbnail
there
all
she
all the
is.
things.
I knew if I did the call. See? Oh, you're playing your game. Thanks for we're ending, Wolfie, so you don't have to stick around. But thank you for popping in. We love you, and we're so glad that you just popped in. We love our Wolfie. She's on the prowl. Just keep shit straight around here. You found the wolf. Also realize
God,
it's very
that-
important.
that
Try, but at
wolf is-
times we have to laugh. Quinny, I agree. I agree. And this is very serious. And 95% of the time, we're serious. And we take what we do very seriously with our research.
Oh,
But there are times where it's just like, Jiminy Christmas, like all looking at crime scene photos and hearing and watching people cry, and sometimes you just need to lighten the mood. So Jeannie, for me, lightened the mood in the sense that she just nailed Alec to the wall, and I loved it. Every second of it. But if you guys have questions, please, or suggestions of things you'd like to see, comments, we'd love to hear from you. Please, email us or leave a comment below. We welcome. But I know that we do have some Super Bowl fans that are probably going to be getting ready to enjoy their evening. Whatever team you're rooting for, go that team. I don't give a shit which one. This is not my Super Bowl, so I'm probably going to be researching, and maybe I might even take a nap. You don't take a nap.
No naps.
Is it too late?
No, I think you just push through until it's time to go night. I think we're about to have a thunderstorm.
It's raining here. Yeah, it's cold and rainy here. I can't blame her for nailing him to the wall. I agree, Carolina Moon. I couldn't agree more.
I'm surprised he literally didn't get up. I would have been so tempted to literally put him, hang him from the freaking wall and been like, what the hell have you done?
Right.
Uh-huh.
So the last thing I tell everybody, if you're new here, please, if you would like to, we'd love to have you come back. We don't have you as subscribers. You are our friends. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. We really, witnesses this week. It's interesting because they're not going in order. And I can post on a community post the list of witnesses, which I'll be happy to do, but they're not going in order. And there's a lot left. So I don't know exactly who they're going to call.
Is it true that they were trying to wrap it up? Like prosecution was saying they were.
That
shooting to
was
wrap it up by Wednesday. I don't know how that.
middle of the week. Well, what happened there was a little bit of showboating by the defense saying they've been on for 3 weeks and we want our turn. And the judge said,
Mhm.
sit down, Harpootlian. Wait your turn. That's how we roll.
He reminds me of like the southern version of Lord Farquaad in Shrek. Like that kind of just like little personality, like the gesture, or the little fat guy on in Alice in Wonderland, the little
You think?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I like Jen Lou's Foghorn Leghorn. Listen here, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Listen here, boy.
It's like back when they used to have a mustache and top hats on in the courtroom.
And
the
we love
ceiling
you.
fans creaking and going really fast because it's hotter than sin, but no AC yet down south.
Little man syndrome. We love you guys so much. But what I wanted to tell you is like and subscribe. If you would like to help out our channel, we'd love to. We would be very grateful for that. But also go to your favorite YouTubers, whoever that might be. Make sure you hit some thumbs up wherever your favorite person is and leave a comment there because that's the right thing to do, right? Not just us. Go to your favorite creator. Hey, if we're your favorite creator, that's awesome. But I don't anticipate
Pay it forward. Pay it forward.
Yeah. Go to your favorite person, go to their channel, like and subscribe, hit a bunch of, thumbs up on their videos and leave a couple comments. Okay. Allie, duh, right? We'll thanks for everything. Yeah, cough, cough. Allie.
Oh, and check out Nadine's Music Melts.
Oh my God. Thank you for that. Musicmelts.com.
I got it.
Musicmelts.com. She sponsors us, and if you put in Decipher Rocks, ROX, you can get a 20% discount, and her stuff is amazing. Amazing. So please consider ordering some Music Melts from her. They're beautiful. You got yours melting now? I know, me too. I have someday melting. I got to order one. Yeah, Criminality. There's so many great channels. Whichever channel is your jam, go there and just say something nice to them. MK, thanks for coming in.
Yes,
we really hope that you guys have a great day.
Thanks. Actually,
you guys have been amazing to us, and we're very grateful for your support. Have a great day. Put your feet up, relax, and everybody have a great week. We'll be back. Take care.
Thank you all so much. Sorry, I was responding to Wilby. I was going to say he knows it from.
Love you, Wolfie.
Y'all have a good afternoon. Oh my gosh, MK.